I like the fact he's now branded them the deep state, because they are. But Darren Grimes, that term has caused controversy. What did you make of the Prime Minister unleashing the phrase the deep state to talk about these rejoiners, as he also branded them?
You know what, Dan? I was just looking on the Guido Fawkes newsletter earlier today, and it says in it that it was 3 years since I won my court case against the electorate.
I saw that, yeah.
Now, that was a sign of the deep state that was against Brexit. That was a David and Goliath situation in which a part of the state had become a Quango out of control. It had become a partisan, anti-Brexit outfit. And we saw so many organisations with an acronym starting to take that view. The Prime Minister had one of the hardest, difficult wickets to actually smash out of the park, and he did it. He was the man who managed to do it, to get through that deep state, to actually get through opposition politicians, let's not forget, like Sir Keir Starmer, the architect of Labour's second referendum campaign.
Yes.
And all of these other things. So I think the Prime Minister is absolutely right, and no one would know better than Boris Johnson, a man who, let's not forget, had to actually sack parliamentary colleagues of his that stood opposed to actually leaving the EU without a deal. They wanted to chain us to the worst possible deal that we could achieve from Brussels. And I actually think Boris is bang on here. That Sir Keir Starmer, again, a pretty staunch ally of the European Union, he was closer to Michel Barnier than I think he has been to any part of this country. So I think he's bang on to actually say, Sir Keir, he'd have us in there quicker than goodness only knows what, right? He's taken more positions on Brexit than there have been iterations of the Sugar Babes, Dan. That's how serious it is.
And I love the Sugar Babes. Back to the original lineup now, by the way.
Yeah.
But Darren, so actually, you know, there's nothing wrong with him using this term. In fact, maybe it would have been better for him to try and explain this narrative to the British public earlier in his term.
Absolutely, because if you think about the way in which Boris is on Wednesday, so tomorrow, the House of Commons will actually, well, presumably, push through the Northern Ireland Bill, which actually seeks to sort out the Northern Ireland Protocol. We haven't left the EU, right? We haven't actually left as a full country. Northern Ireland is still very much in the EU single market and under the auspices of the European Court. There are so many things to still sort out with Brexit. And why do you think that is, Dan? It's because people have stood in the way since 2016 to ensure that that vote was reduced to nothing. And actually, Boris Johnson has been one of the staunchest defenders of not just the people of this country, but actually for something as precious as democracy here in Britain. And I actually think, Dan, I'm starting to come to the conclusion that we have made one hell of a mistake.
Yeah, well, I wanted to know, Darren, very quickly, before we get to the news, who are you backing? And did you see the results of my poll? Over 40,000 people, 50% saying, actually, if Boris Johnson was on the ballot, they would be voting for him.
And I get that. I mean, I think we should turn around as a nation and say, look, Boris, you've learnt your lesson.
Yeah.
We've given you
We made a big mistake.
Yeah. We're coming back in. Yeah. Don't leave number 10. Don't leave
OK, but out of the four, I know you love Badenoch, and I completely understand why. But she's not on the ballot now, Darren, so we've got three left. So who is it for you?
So I've just mentioned there the really important fundamental part of Brexit being we need to get Northern Ireland out of the EU single market. And I think the only candidate that's got the balls, frankly, Dan, if I can use that on your show, to do it is Liz Truss.
So Darren Grimes has said, and Liz, we trust as well. Darren Grimes, thank you so much.